Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where today we are capturing a base. I wish I could offer you more time to rearm and re-equip, but too bad, you don't get it. So, we're going in here with what I feel is a pretty strong team of mechs and a pretty strong team of pilots, and remember, in order to pacify the wheel, in order to satisfy the wheel, two of our mechs must melee the same unit at some point during the mission. Alright, the base should be relatively undefended. That's an obvious lie. At least, you know, as far as any facility on the Federated Sun's border can be undefended. Why are we working for these people? It's terrible. It's terrible stuff. Okay, it's very orange out here. Look how orange it is. Why is it like this? Who would make a planet this way? I mean, listen. Orange is my favorite color. I'm not trying to hate on orange. I'm just saying, like, this is too much. This is too much of one thing. This is the ice cream headache of planets. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna take it easy with... I'm gonna take it easy with everybody except the Annihilator here. I want to give the Annihilator a chance to catch up. We don't want to be too spread out when we go in. In fact, I'm gonna have the Annihilator move first on this turn as well. Okay. So we got a 65-tonner and some kind of turret reading. Alright. So it's probably going to be the Warhammer and the Dragonfly. Stalker goes this way, I think, for the cleanest shots. We'll see exactly what the enemy brings to bear. Alright, so that's a Jägermech 6A. 6A. Hold on, once it's our turn again, I gotta jump over to my list here. The 6A... Okay, we have not finished any of the Jägermech builds. So... Reporting. It would be a good idea to salvage some of that thing if we could. Do I want the Dragonfly to just run forward and be a spotter for on both of the turrets? Probably, right? We definitely want to bring these turrets down. Do I want to jump for it? Jump in pretty deep. Okay, I think I like that. We want to put some pressure on this Jägermech. This would be a good mech to punch, if we can, because it does not operate well at close range. AC-2s and LRM-15s will both be hard-pressed to do anything about us. So that's a heavy shredder, and that is a heavy laser turret. The heavy shredder turret is obviously a higher priority, by just like a little bit. So, worth remembering, DFA is a melee attack, just in case it might come down to that. So our volley, our full alpha here, only does 157 damage. I think we probably still want to do it, even though the heat makes things a little bit awkward. Man, do we? I mean, we gotta make sure this thing goes down. Yeah, I'm gonna give it everything. Let's try not to take chances with the heavy shredder turret, right? They got themselves a Thunderbolt. I did not see what our salvage was. I assume on these missions where it doesn't let you negotiate, it does the straight middle. So I don't know I don't know exactly how many points of priority salvage we're taking home. The Thunderbolt 5 SE is the one that we have completed. We do not need those parts. Okay, you need to get as close to the Jägermech as possible while still being able to finish the job over here. And this is definitely not a job for all of the PPCs, but we do need to fire one of them. It's 5 projectiles, so we can reliably... I don't think we need to fire either of the medium lasers here. We only need 4 of those to hit in order to get the job done. Also, I noticed we only did 27 damage with each of those connections. Ah... They have a powerful mech that they are hiding from us. Affirmative. Alright, well, I'm not too worried about the Thunderbolt. I think I'm just gonna rain down hell on this guy. So if we gotta hit him for 232... We have 240 right there. Probably just turn... I'm gonna leave the 10 on. Just in case we get an unusual number of misses. It should be extremely unlikely for this not to get it done. Let's get this done. Alright. Good. It's another Thunderbolt 5 SE. I mean, they have a... They have a marauder or something, right? Somewhere. That 10% damage reduction effect was coming from somewhere. So there we have a 75 tonner. There's another turret up top. I mean, I think I'm just going to try to snipe somebody's head.
Firing.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Damn, let's do this.
How much damage did I do to that area? Ooh, very nearly all of it. And if I do finish that off, I guess he only loses one weapon.
You have orders?
Yeah. Order number 1 is punch this guy real hard. Oof. I don't necessarily love that positioning. He might be able to get my back armor. I don't know. And do we even want to fire all the flamethrowers? I guess he's got LRMs and... Yeah. We'll fire the flamethrowers. It'll severely limit his options. And then the rest of the match is going to be trying to get the Warhammer to punch him once. Oh, we have eyes on the Mercenary Lance. We'll keep clear until their operation is complete. Mercenary Force, be advised that a patrol lance was dispatched 2 hours ago and should be returning soon. Okay, so we got incoming. You know, you guys could come in here and help us. Also, it looks like the facility has fixed gun emplacements. I agree. It does look like that.
I'm still reading enemy contacts, Commander. You need to secure the area before you can proceed.
I think I hit his leg. Yeah. Okay, so that pushes him over the heat damage threshold. No, he's running away. You are not going to be able to get him. Shoot. Okay, well, we definitely don't want to shoot him. I want to chase aggressively, and we're just going to try to gut this dude, I think. Can't quite see that turret. Yeah, because these guys store ammo in their center torso, right? Yeah, I'm gonna cut this guy in half. Oh, a lot of shot went to the leg there. Never mind, we got the ammo bin. That'll show him. Nobody's allowed to shoot this Jägermech until I punch it. Okay, there's that Marauder. No big surprises, because we are paying attention. Look at us, like, knowing how stuff works. I mean... The Marauder's got damage reduction. I think we just have this guy. We just have at this dude right here. If I was playing against, like, a human person, I'd be worried about the Marauder, but the AI never aims, so... The main thing about Marauders that is cool is not useful here. Do I want to precision strike just to get those hit chances up? I think no. We could potentially burn some damage on this arm that doesn't really help us at all, but... I think it's fine. Let's save the resolve. Okay, we got into the torso section pretty quickly there. So I assume he's going to go first, because otherwise he's getting knocked over for sure. Alright, not too bad.
Orders?
You know what I kind of want to do? Maybe this is silly. But I kind of want to take an aimed shot with a single weapon at the Jägermech, just to make it so that it can't run next turn, so that the Warhammer goes before the Jägermech does. So we need to transfer that high 5, and we need to do it pretty soon. So get 2 points of evasion and just like stand here and be real strong looking.
Engaging jump jet.
We could probably kill this guy if we wanted. I'm gonna do this thing. So let's fire the lowest heat weapon. And it doesn't really matter where we aim this.
Engaging target.
Okay, that didn't go where I wanted it to at all, but that's fine. So now he's down on 1 initiative next turn, so the Warhammer is guaranteed to get the punch off. Which means we've satisfied our wheel condition nice and early, and then we can just totally crush the mission.
How might I help?
Do I get an option? Oh, I do. Yeah, definitely take him from this side. Present your front to the enemy. That was a full, like, from behind kick in the groin maneuver there. Alright, if we could finish him off by taking his other leg, that would be pretty good for us salvage-wise. Boy, that shot was nearly in the back armor.
What's the plan?
Okay, let's make sure this goes down. I think I want the Marauder to move and fire if possible, because I want to try to get it to not have bulwark up anymore.
Consider
Obviously, the flamethrower is not what we're looking for here. And the Jägermech could stand up and immediately try to punch somebody, I think, but the Jägermech chassis definitely has a reduction in melee damage as a quirk, so... alright, that's something. That's alright. Oof.
Detecting mech warrior injury.
That was a big random PPC to the head there.
Waiting on you, Commander.
A bit of pretty bad luck. Do I want to just try to finish off the leg? Or, no, we should probably start working this Marauder now. It's made the mistake of revealing itself to us. Oh wait, that's an obstructed shot. There we go, that's what I want. So let's just knock off half of its weapons, right? Actually, more than half. Yeah, this is a really good location to target here.
Take this. One
Okay,
more.
that thing is in rough shape. So let's hope the Jägermech doesn't turn around and just punch the damaged head, clean off the Warhammer.
Damage minimal.
Confirmed.
Okay, and I would like to kill that turret if I can. Is that the most important thing? Well, I think I moved to here either way. So you are a heavy shredder. Yeah, that's pretty important. We're going to get you for 232. You know, we could fire with everything and just do a multi-target here. We go, let's say, 4 of the guns into the heavy shredder turret, but then UAC 5 goes into this guy.
Engaging multiple targets.
This way, even if one of the guns misses, we still get the turret kill. Actually, no, I don't think we would have. I forgot to account for the 10% damage reduction. Okay, so you're pretty much out of the battle. That turret's going to get to shoot the dragonfly, which is fine.
Damage is light. Okay, everybody. Let's... Yes, Commander.
Okay, who dies first? Probably... We should probably try to finish off the Jägermech. It should probably be you who does it. Can I... leap in here? Okay, this is what I want. I need to be able to see that turret. I don't need to be able to shoot at it, but we need to have vision of it for everybody else.
Engaging jump jets.
Okay, and try to finish off that leg to preserve some salvage. It has 67 health left. So I'm gonna... maybe not even... yeah, I'm gonna fire just one PPC.
Engaging target.
Okay, there we go.
Enemy mech destroyed.
That pilot's having a terrible day. Now I'm terrified of every shot potentially piercing the cockpit. I guess returned cannot be killed,
Orders.
both mechanically because he is the captain of the team, and also for other reasons, Thresher and Bloodwheel related. So who is... I mean, we don't need you at all. We could try to... I cannot quite get into the side arc. What about this Marauder? Marauder's got too much center torso health to kill, although I could just go for the head. Going for that leg doesn't really help at this point. I guess the smart play is try to shoot into the left torso and disable the Lance Command mod, or go for the arm and just remove the rest of the weapons. But actually, that's 170 damage rate to get through there. It's not that much different, really. I think the play is run forward
Have no doubt.
and
it
shoot
will
at the
be done.
Marauder. But not with everything. Maybe the plan is not shoot at the Marauder. Maybe the plan is try to kill the... Yeah, you know what? I might be able to core the Thunderbolt.
He's going down.
There we go. That was the smart move.
Hostile removed.
So we're going to get some good bonus objective cash.
For you.
And the Stalker just takes that turret out, I think.
No sweat.
So we don't fire the 15...
Roger that. Firing on
Again, this gives us a lot of room for error.
bang.
We have unfortunately solved the Marauder's heat issue a little bit. It can now definitely fire all of its weapons without overheating.
Yep.
Oh, you just have a punch available. Well, yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go for the back armor. I guess we can't really kill it with a back armor. Man, this thing's actually pretty tough. Yeah, throw a punch from here.
I'm there.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your
Okay, this is not a bad time for them to show up. We're
Reading
feeling
enemy
pretty strong.
contacts, Commander. You need to secure the area before you can proceed.
Man, they just showed up. How could I possibly have killed them yet? I wonder if that's a cicada. Funny that the Davian defenders are an optional objective, but the Davian reinforcements are mandatory.
Armor holding. Reporting.
Alright, Dragonfly. What do we still need to kill you? 95 damage. This might be a good time for the Dragonfly to actually just spend a turn chilling out. So I guess actually then I don't. You're not the first turn.
How might I help?
Probably, the Stalker also needs to chill. So I guess it's the Warhammer, actually? Yeah. It is totally the Warhammer. So, one PPC will probably do it. I'm going to throw on the lasers, too, just in case.
Engaging target.
Let's go.
Enemy mech destroyed.
That is a really cool looking mech. I will never stop being impressed by that, apparently. Do we want to let them move? I mean, they might have all moved already? No, okay, they're definitely doing something. So one of their mechs moves on one.
Awaiting orders. Orders?
Annihilator first. Let's get ourselves some Bulwark. Although it looks like I can't get... There we go. Can I walk to that? No.
Lifting off.
It's nice to have jump jets on an assault mech. So that's a Vulcan. EL2T. I do not... That thing is definitely not on the list. AC2 medium laser flamer machine gun. What on earth is this mech? Who would build a mech like this? Well, I mean, it's a tiny baby mech, so...
Here we go.
Yeah, it's easy enough to fix.
Target down.
What a weird thing.
What's the plan?
And then we do have sensor
Waiting on
lock,
you, Commander.
so we definitely want to use the Dragonfly for that.
Of course.
Oh, I didn't move. Okay, that's fine. Just brace.
I hear ya.
You should probably also move aggressively.
Pedal to the metal. Give them everything you got.
It's another Vulcan. Strange design for a mech. Well, we can probably finish that thing off with the Stalker, because it didn't move very much this time. And in fact, this might not even be a thing where I need to aim. I'm gonna give him an unaimed Alpha Strike.
All weapons are go.
Oh, didn't quite pull it off.
Yeah. Critical hit.
12 health.
Sensor lock.
Alright.
You have orders?
You're probably waiting. I think we want to reserve down and let their mech on one move forward a little bit. Is a Zeus. Okay. Do we still need 2 pieces of the Zeus? I think we're at 3, right? We were at 1, we took home 2.
Awaiting orders.
So that's probably doable. It's definitely going to tend to overheat, firing those weapons in this environment. So if we commit the Dragonfly hard right now,
Moving lightning fast.
I bet we can make a jump into Flamethrower position next turn. Same thing with you, pretty much.
Full throttle.
And the Annihilator... what do I think I need to do here? He's low enough on health that, like, 2 AC-10 shots would probably just kill him, even if they hit the worst possible areas. Yeah, I mean, odds are pretty good. It's not guaranteed.
Move order received.
So I think I'm just gonna give him that. Maybe this. Sorry. Turn off an AC-10, turn on a UAC-5. That's slightly better heat. Okay, yeah, there we go.
Enemy eliminated.
So far, this has not been too bad.
How might I help?
Yep, just barely in range. Okay. Let's reactivate all the weapons,
Here we
jump
go.
in, and... Are we aiming for anything in particular? I mean, I'd love to knock his head off, if that's a possibility.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, something definitely hit his head there. I think we hit his head twice. Heat critical, but not quite shutdown levels. That's a shame.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright, so now you... Okay, jumping I don't think really helps here. You also go for the head. Yeah, 23 damage to the head, so either of the lasers will do it.
Engaging target.
And any PPC hit also would have
I
done
hear
it.
ya.
Nothing. I'm going to reserve you. So yeah, he's going to be pretty careful with his weapon systems here, because he's very close to shutting down.
What can I do for you?
I have to be a little careful with my weapon systems, because I'm very close to being able to just gut him accidentally. In fact, I'm just going to give him the UAC-5. Alright, we got there.
Target down.
Any other weapon, the risk of coring him was too great.
I hear ya.
I'm going to sprint over here and try to set up a
Going
nice
turbo.
direct line of sight.
It's go time.
Ooh, he can see me, but I can't see him. He's, you know what? That might be a Marauder with enhanced
Shot got
enhanced
through my
viewfinder.
armor.
Oh no, it's range 60,
What's the plan?
or it's 60 tons rather. Well,
Waiting on you, Commander.
get your own line of sight for a change. It's a Rifleman 4D. Interesting. Very thin armor. I think we just go for the center. No, you know what? I don't aim. I just give him a normal attack.
Firing everything I've
Let's just soften him up, leave the
got. Reporting.
aim for somebody else. Like you. You know what? I'm gonna cool invent. We're gonna go for this.
Engaging target.
Alright, well we got the knockdown at least. That was actually really bad shooting. Very unusually bad shooting.
Yes, Commander.
Let's let you
What's the
wait for a
plan?
second. Here we go. What do we still need? 63?
Copy that.
Okay. Dropship
Enemy
inbound.
eliminated.
Is that... I mean, we might be good. It might be the case. That was enough mechs that I totally believe that if we just walk over there, we'll be done. We did sustain non-zero damage. So it's not a super totally clean win. Nobody can quite make it in this turn, huh?
I read you, Commander. Moving out. I got
Try
you.
to keep everybody kind of together just in case. 'Cause who knows? This could spawn another pod. I'd be surprised if it did, given the number of enemies we've seen already. Okay, no, cool. People are safe. We'll be debriefing them. I'll need to confer with the Maskarovka liaison and plan our next move. Yeah, I told you. I knew that wouldn't be the end of it. On the whole, though, I think it went pretty well, even in terms of damage that we've taken. So 723,000. I bet we get like 3 points of priority salvage. 4. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we want to finish our Jaeger mech. We'd like to finish that Zeus. Wait, no, is this not the right? This is a Zeus 6T. It's not the same as the 6S. Well, 6T is not actually on our list. This is a later, a mech from later. So is there anything else that we really, really want? Ooh, LRM 15 plus 2 damage. Honestly, I might do that. Not that I don't want to build a Zeus, but those are good too. Ooh, plus 3. Oh, did the game just crash? Or no, it just got minimized. Okay, I don't know what happened there. We have to take the plus 3 hit defense gyro. It's not really optional. That's one of the best pieces of gear in the game, and you just don't see them that often. So I think this is what our grab looks like, and then we hope for some of that other good stuff in the 13 other pieces. They gave us not exactly the LRMs we wanted, one of the medium lasers. Okay, I feel really good about that. That's very, very good loot. I was so bummed out when I thought for a second there, like, the game crashed right after we saw the hit defense gyro. Heart jumped up into my throat. Okay. So I assume this is going to be the part where we have to make some kind of decision. There's going to be a double cross, or we're going to get contacted by Davian, and they're going to be like, hey, did you know that they're the bad guys you're working for? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the bad guys too. I kind of, it's just sort of how things are out here. You know how late-stage capitalism is. We all gotta hustle. I've just finished debriefing the Maskarovka team. They've lost only one of the scientists so far, and none of the research materials. So matters are looking less dire already. The team leader has asked that we hold in place while we load the research material. It consists of half a dozen stasis tubes, which are lost tech and thus must be handled delicately. What are they? Once the pinnacle of Canopian biomedical technology. Oh, it's like a Bacta tank, huh? Could be frozen, slowing their metabolism. Oh no, that's not really like a Bacta tank at all. Very few of these devices have survived, and most of the privately held stasis tubes were transferred to hospitals and clinics, where they should be. Wait a moment, what exactly are these materials that they're in stasis tubes? Dr. Murad, is this a thing we want to know? Ah. Yes, well, I can't divulge Maskarovka operational secrets, but since you're involved in this phase of the project, I can brief you at least partially. We're performing research on the specific genome of the ruling family of the Federated Suns. You're not serious. Commander, she's saying those stasis tubes have living people in them. Yes, thank you. Farah, I was following. Dr. Murad is correct. My team abducted a small number of candidates from the Davian family, and we're planning to deliver them to the scientific facility where the research is actually being conducted. Wow, that's incredible that you managed to pull that off, actually. But loading the stasis tubes is going to take a while, and in the meantime the Federated Suns are closing on our position. I need you to defend the base while my people finish the loading process. Commander, this is unethical, illegal, and revolting, and it violates Article 6 of the Ares Conventions. We should not be involved in the transport of those stasis tubes in any way. Is this a thing I have to worry about? A treaty signed during the Age of War with the aim of limiting civilian casualties. The Ares Conventions specifically prohibit the use of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons. No giant robot limitations, though. Those are fine. Alright. Well, here's my concern. Listen. If this were the real world, I'd be like, hey, maybe we're not cool with human experimentation. I got the giant robots, obviously, you gotta hand those over. My concern is that if we don't follow through, we might not get our lost tech loot. But also, you know what? If we betray the Capellans here, we probably will gain some Davian rep. And since we intend to betray the Capellans in a larger way after this is over by abandoning our alliance, we could really use a little bit of a head start on repairing our situation with the Davian. Yeah, alright, I refuse to follow Lady Marina's orders. You know, Dr. Murad's right. There are lines we won't cross, and you've just found one of them. This is a lie, but this makes it sound a lot better. Really, Commander? You haven't had any issue with reducing occupied facilities to rubble, killing dozens, if not hundreds, of people inside, some of them almost certainly civilians? I didn't say I hadn't had any issue with it, but you know, money. But these few minor Davian nobles, whom you would cheerfully murder if they were piloting a battle mech against you, they are a bridge too far. Yo, for real? She's got an extremely good point, but again, I think we've done the math on this already. Let's go this way, because I do want to get paid, but I'm not flexible on this. Leave the stasis tubes or your team stays put. I suppose I have no choice, do I? It's either acquiesce or let my people die. Given those options, we'll leave the stasis tubes, but we will have a further conversation after this operation is over, Commander. I'll send the details of your mission to your command computer. There isn't much time, so please contact me as soon as you're ready. Okay, this time we can take a break. Our good mechs are getting a little bit beat up, so that's probably a good idea. Before the Monskirovka team can transport the scientists to the extraction point, we need to deal with the Davian forces that are closing on our position. We've located 2 lances of mechs inbound, need you to intercept them. Once they're dealt with, we can start moving stuff. And Commander, I apologize for my curt tone earlier. I didn't brief you fully, and that was unprofessional of me. Oh, she's gonna backstab us. This right here, this is what a backstabbing sounds like. Okay, well, what is the... I guess you know what we should do is probably begin this by consulting the wheel. We'll have a better idea of whether or not we need to stop and repair, once we know what this mission has in store for us. I need to add some more stuff here. I have some more ideas. We'll get some more things out. Training day? Uh-oh, that's not a good one for this situation. Training day means your total pilot skill points must be at 100 or below, the total added up value of your pilot skill points between the 4 of them. That's going to be a tight one. It does have a +1 difficulty modifier on it, but of course we can only increase our lance a half symbol above the difficulty here anyway. Well, let's figure out what this would look like. Yo, 731 salvage. That's compelling. How do we take it like this, right? Because like from here we're paying like 250,000 for 2 extra mech parts. We only get 1 extra on the next. Yeah, I like it like that. Okay, so how would we do this? This is going to be on a desert, I assume. The whole world is a desert, I believe. Both of our coolant vent pilots are injured, which makes it hard to justify running the Warhammer. The Annihilator's damage is comparatively pretty light. Is it centered? What did I take? Okay, I took 10 damage to 1 leg. Yeah, I don't care about that. Okay, so what would we run? We're allowed to just kind of do whatever we want here as far as tactics go, so this might be a good time to try to snipe people's heads off with the cataphract. Like, this might be good. And then 100 total skill points between our pilots. That's probably, we're dropping trampoline is my guess. So what are we looking at here? This is 26, and this is considerably more than that. This is 36, right? Yeah, 18 and 18. So that leaves us actually kind of a lot of room. The fact that Steam Fitter is kind of half developed really helps here. So if we are at 62 skill points, the Stalker doesn't necessarily take a ton of skill to operate, and we don't always aim it anyway, right? So we could pull in a pilot who's pretty weak on the Stalker, and then we just need, on the Cataphract, somebody who has half-decent aim. If we did bring you back in, we're at 62, right? So this guy has 32 total points, would put us at 9. That's probably too much. But we want the person in the Cataphract to have good aim. In fact, we need the person in the Cataphract to have good aim to the point where it has to be Steam Fitter, I think. Or we have to dump Steam Fitter for trampoline. We probably don't want to bring in Sourdough, because Sourdough's worth even more. If we did this... He's not a good fit for this. But he's better at the one thing the Cataphract's supposed to do than Steamfitter is. I mean, we could move Uncrackable over to this thing. And have Steamfitter run the Annihilator. And that means we're going to be a little bit less good at... No, that's not right. We want to keep Uncrackable in control of the multiple 72 damage guns. That's obvious. Okay, so if we're running it like this, 36 plus 32 is 64. No, it's not. It's just 68. Which means each of the other pilots needs to come in pretty low. 16. We have room for about 16 each. So Tiger Tail's a little high. The thing is, the pilot of the Dragonfly actually has to be pretty good at his job. No, this was right. This was right. And then we just put some real mediocre dudes in the other ones. And unfortunately, the Cataphract probably doesn't get to do the thing that it's supposed to do, where it just knocks people's heads clean off. So I'm looking at the gunnery stats on people, and it looks like of our very low pilots, 5 is the best gunnery. So Chicken Hound, congratulations, you get to operate the Gauss rifle. And then we just need anybody at all. Right, so these two together, sorry that I have to keep redoing the math. 36 plus 18, 26, yeah, so that's 62 plus this guy's 70, 81. So we could bring in up to 19 points from the last pilot. Are you gonna fit under? You are exactly 19 points, Mr. Foxglove. Aim's not great. I don't know that it's better to run Foxglove than it is to run Brass, actually. I think we run Brass on this. And actually, I think we swap these two then. Right, because this is slightly worse for the Cataphract, but the multi-target makes way more sense on the Stalker. And the sensor lock should not be on the Stalker, because it's there to help the Stalker out mostly. Okay, I think this is the way we do it. I'm a little concerned. This might be difficult. Oh, hey, you know what I've done is I've left the thing. I'm sorry, everybody. Listen, there's going to be some growing pains, and apparently we're going to experience them for months. That's just what it's like being a teenager. Yeah, we have 10 structure off on the Annihilator. I think we are ready for this. I think that the team of Steamfitter and Uncrackable is capable of putting up some very serious numbers, and then the Cataphract's going to be kind of bad, but honestly, we don't need to rely on doing headshots with the Gauss rifle. It's still perfectly functional as a thing that just punches holes in normal mech parts, you know, rips a hole through a torso section or something. So 2 lances of mechs are inbound. Since there are 2 lances that are guaranteed on the mission, we're expecting the mission difficulty level to be split over them, which might be really good for us. Also, I'm going to, while this is loading, quickly make a note that we finished a Jägermech 6A, just so that I don't accidentally loot some Jägermech 6A parts. Okay, let's do the thing.
Command interface.
Let's get in here and finish this flashpoint. Alright, radar puts them in this vicinity. Move forward, clear them out, keep your eyes open. There is water. That's helpful.
My God. What a hole.
He's not wrong.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, so we're going to want to keep the Cataphract pretty far back, probably.
Moving out.
This is the Stalker. The Annihilator needs to annihilate, you know. We're going to have to be a little bit more careful here than we were last time. We're definitely both less powerful and less tough.
Commander.
I think once again we kind of want the Annihilator to take the
I
lead.
got you.
I'm actually going to not have the Dragonfly
Hunkering
move at all.
down. Roger that.
Because the Annihilator's going to have a hard time keeping up once we really get going. It would be best for it to enter battle first. Plus, it's good to have it in the water.
Affirmative, Commander.
Alright, we got to read all the way on the other side of the base, and yeah, it looks like it is small enough that I am expecting
Consider it done.
the difficulty rating of this mission to be split over the 2 lances.
On the move. Position confirmed.
Low-level pilots are really a lot weaker. Ooh, I think that was a
How might I help?
sensor interference beacon. We might be up against a Raven here. You know what? I'm going to let that guy come to us a little bit.
Reserving action.
I do not remember what the ECM rules are, so that Raven might be tricky to deal with, if that is indeed what I am hearing.
You have orders?
Okay, jump out to here. That is a catapult C4, which is not on the list. Do not love that it has bulwark. That's a shame. I think I'm just going to go ahead and give it everything. Or maybe I just want to give it one weapon. You know what? Let's not overheat. Let's turn weapons off until we don't generate any heat at all.
He's going down.
We're mostly just removing the evasion.
Yes, Commander.
Then the cataphract is probably not
Ready
next.
for orders.
Can't imagine. Yeah, I'm going to just have the Annihilator run up here.
Double time. Let's go.
I'm going to say, I can't imagine we're going to be able to actually get a firing angle. This thing does have jump... Ooh, yeah. We want this guy up here. Probably we could just go ahead and fire the Gauss rifle. You don't need to fire the lasers too. I bet, yeah, I'm gonna not generate any heat this turn. And let's see if we can just get a punch through somewhere.
Engaging.
Okay, that was significant.
Receiving you.
Yeah, and obviously the Stalker...
Moving to position.
Does the Stalker go in all the way? This guy has entrenched. I think we still just let him have it, though.
Now,
Okay, we still pushed him past the unsteady threshold.
scored a critical. Let's get this done. Picked up a blip.
Okay, that's 70 tons of stuff, moving on 3.
Awaiting orders.
Not exactly ideal. So do I want to use a precision strike to push your initiative down? I think I do. And we're going to turn on all the stuff here, because we didn't jump this turn. There's a pretty good chance we're going to be able to blow that ammo bin. Ooh, wow. Or all of the weapons are going to go center? Oh no, we actually got a lucky headshot.
What's the plan?
I think the plan might be to jump way forward and try to get the other lucky headshot. Oh no, we can probably just core this dude. I think I'm going to go for that, even though it's a little risky to jump in like this.
Here we go.
So 70 tons. Over there we get a 75. So it's some big stuff. Alright, we're just going to go straight center. We are not using the flamethrowers, but we are using everything else. Ah. The large laser missing was really bad.
That hit something good.
Well, the good news
They've got
is
a lock on me.
we're going to get to go first during phase 1. So there's a pretty good chance we kill him before he gets a turn.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Yes, thank you, Darius. That sensor lock really sucks. We were relying on all that evasion. I do think that they should maybe fix... Like, it's pretty obvious from what's happening here. We're seeing 85-ton mechs moving on 2 and stuff. It's pretty obvious that the plus initiative effects are applying not just to the lance that the plus initiative mech is in, but to the entire enemy force. They should fix that, because that's very obviously not how that should work. That's, like, way too powerful. Alright,
Ready for orders.
I think we're going to have the Stalker try to finish off the catapult because I really want the Annihilator to try to knock somebody's head off. Oh, I won't quite have the resolve either way. That's a shame. This is still right.
Heading out. Locking in all weapons.
Oh, I should have run into the water. What was I thinking? Wait, seriously?
Target's taken a critical hit.
Wow, you almost didn't hit his center torso at all. That was 2 missile hits on the center torso in 55 shots? It's, like, incredible. Okay, it's a good time for a miss, because that would have been a knockdown for sure. Well, I'm, like, very cross about that, actually. That's hot nonsense. Okay. So... this is going to be tough. How are we going to survive this? So I can't walk to a spot where I can see the catapult. I have to jump forward. And I have to jump forward far enough that I will probably have, or be independently viewable. Jump to... nope. Nowhere. Man. If we had enough inspiration, or if we had enough resolve right now for an aim, I could probably... there's a non-zero chance that we could even this up a little bit. Okay, I think I have to just jump forward to here.
Lift it off.
Odds that I kill the catapult are high. Well, they're not that high. But I think we gotta give him, like, we have to try.
Firing.
Okay, accidentally headshotted him.
Target down, Commander.
That should limit their vision somewhat.
They've got a sensor lock on me.
They do, in fact, have a Raven.
Reporting.
You need to get way the hell back. I guess I should just walk, because I should try to shed some of that stability damage, right? Ah! I cannot believe that you were able to shoot, like, that shot. Those shots went through this rock.
Internal damage. Commander.
You definitely did not have vision of me. This is a problem. This is super hard. This one's
Copy that.
a lot. Let's just do some damage. Center torso, great. We are not trying to get fancy here. We are on full-on murder here. Okay, shots on the Annihilator, not totally ideal. Obviously, shots on nobody would be pretty good. What if we could get nobody? Alright, that's a lot of LRMs. Probably there's another catapult back there or something. They have their Battlemaster. Okay, we are going to have...
Getting banged up real good here.
yeah, it's way too much damage. It's just like, when they can fire 6 mechs worth of weapons at you, at whoever they want every single turn, it's very tough to deal with.
Receiving you.
Generally speaking, you should not be up against multiple 4+ skull lances at the same time, I don't think.
Yep.
Okay, so you have to back up. Into the water is pretty good.
10-4.
And then you have to take this guy's head off, and this has to work.
Here we go.
Okay, it did, though.
Target down. Standing by.
And then you have nothing to shoot at, but that's fine. You need to just run down into the water.
Got it. Mech warriors, show them what you got.
Alright, we have to be very, very careful with their vision.
Awaiting orders.
Dragonfly needs to get properly out of sight, although I might argue that I was already properly out of sight. Then we're going to reserve down.
Waiting for
Let
the
all of them move.
They've got a lock on me.
We do have an awful lot of LRMs.
damage critical.
We might have to eject. Oh, come on. Even when they have no vision of anyone on our team, they still get to fire 3 to 4 mechs at us.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to have to, eject him. So the Annihilator's taking a huge amount of damage to the center torso. If we jump up into a position where I can shoot that guy, we take his head clean off. I definitely need to jump up in such a way that I'm facing, like, I need to do this. We definitely can't actually fire all the weapons.
Commander. Orders.
Where's your sensor range? Too far. And in fact, yeah, there's... You cannot move far enough to put sensor range on anyone. That sucks. Don't want to jump down.
Yes, Commander.
The fact that we have a massive initiative disadvantage really hurts too. I think we probably have to not do anything with a bunch. We can't not do anything with a bunch of our mechs though, because they get to shoot at us no matter what, because they have sensor lock plus 3 to 4 LRM batteries. If we expose the Annihilator, there's every chance that it just dies. Well, I'd rather show the left arm. We just don't have the option of not jumping forward, unfortunately. I'm going to try to do this in a way that makes it hard for the others to see me, so he uses building as cover a little bit. But maybe I'd be better off jumping into the open for the best possible shot. No, I'm going to do this.
Lifting off.
Alright, this Orion has to die. Wow, we really only get to fire 2 guns, huh? Okay, well then it's very unlikely that this works.
Orders.
So then he's got a huge amount of center torso health left, and if we went for the aim shot on the head here, you have a 2% chance of a hit.
Standing by.
Damn you, Blood Wheel. Okay, those are terrible odds. It's better. Alright, let's do this.
Tossing for an output front. Yes, Commander.
I should have vigilanced the Annihilator. That was a misplay. Because I should have thought about the fact that an aim shot with the other mechs is not going to be worth a damn thing. Alright, well here's what we're going to do. We're going to jump to the side.
Lifting off.
And we actually are just going to go... I was hoping that the, that mech might open up something for me, and it kind of has. We could go for this. I think we have to.
Roll to that.
Nope. Opposite corner of the mech. Couldn't have missed by more.
Yes, Commander.
Alright, that's weird. Somehow I don't have vision of this guy anymore, despite the fact that he has, like... Huh. We definitely should still have vision of him, right? Yeah, you can jump far enough to sensor lock one enemy mech now. It's hard to tell. Hold on, I gotta, like, tilt the camera here so that we can see. Alright, it's if you jump to here, that guy's just barely in range. I think that's a better play than shooting. Well, we have enough resolve to do 2 aim shots, and again, we could blow off a gun potentially. So if we have
Reporting.
Steam Fitter, if we have Steam Fitter reveal himself, he dies. His mech dies.
Awaiting orders.
And it's important to remember... Actually, I probably have to have Steam Fitter eject right now. It's important to remember that a bunch of the components on this mech are not replaceable. We do not have any other Flamer ++s, and with just normal Flamers, this thing is so much less effective. I think he actually has to pull the ripcord here. Yeah.
Ejecting.
If we were to wait on that, they would bombard him with a ton more, what do you call it, LRM fire.
Reporting.
Oh, right. The reason we lost vision of this guy was probably because of the ECM shenanigans. Right. So I'm not allowed to shoot at this guy, even though we do have vision of him because of ECM stuff. So you need to jump to this location. Be able to apply a sensor lock to maybe give us something on someone. Which one, though? Also, why does the game... What? Game keeps minimizing for no reason, as far as I can tell. Focus there went to my notepad. I can guarantee you that Notepad++ is not grabbing focus. The whole thing is behaving very strangely. We probably just sensor lock somebody to weaken their weapons.
Locked on.
We have to abandon the mission.
That shot got through my armor.
I wonder how this works with flashpoints. But if we don't do this, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose significant portions of our team
Can't
here.
take much more.
In fact, it might be too late. Okay, the fact that they're now focusing on the cataphract is good news. Although we do, of course, have to be careful about the Gauss rifle.
I'm here. Orders?
Okay, so you need to get. You can't sprint. Yeah, okay. You just have to get out of the way and brace. The right side is the side that has the Gauss rifle, right? Yeah, the right side is where everything is. Okay. So. Do I have to withdraw? I think I have to withdraw. I don't think this is doable. And to be perfectly honest, this is another case where I'm not sure that the, I don't think that the blood whale restriction is necessarily responsible for that. Because I'm trying to think about, like, if we had had better pilots in here, let's say it was slightly more likely, I mean, it could be much more likely that the Gauss rifle would hit the head, but it wouldn't have made much of a difference in the function of the stalker, right? So there's really only one or two shots that could have been improved by us having better pilots in general. My guess is that withdrawing on this is going to just kill the flashpoint, which is a huge bummer, no doubt. But I don't think we really have an option. They still have 6 mechs up. And each one of them is as dangerous as our most dangerous mech. This does not really feel like the difficulty rating was split over the lances. This is 2 4.5 skull lances, I think. So we could move you to here. You could shoot at that Orion, but it's an Orion that's at full health. Like you're not going to be able to accomplish anything. I suppose if you were a more accurate pilot, we might be able to maybe drill center on this guy. What's the leg armor on an Orion look like? Do we have a chance of maybe knocking him over? 180. So could we shoot at him from his side arc? No, even as much to the side as possible, we're still in that front arc. Boy, I would say that that's a matter of opinion, but the game's opinion is that it's the front arc. We might have to withdraw. Part of me wants to see if there's a way to If I force close the game right now, I'm pretty sure it doesn't save during combat. If I force close the game right now, we could take another shot at this. I'm just thinking, like, since I could find literally zero information about the Liao Alliance Flashpoint on online, I sort of want to just like have what it actually is when you complete it documented, but that would definitely be cheating. So if we go for this, the best case scenario is we can maybe shear off one of the torso sections, break one of his weapons. Lose an SRM-4, the AC-10, and A medium laser, but he's still got the LRM-15. And we are now... Yeah, we have to withdraw. There's no saving this. They'll be able to extract on their own. We failed, yeah.
Retreat.
There was no doing that. If we had had full strength pilots in, it would have gone differently, but honestly, I don't know that it would have gone that differently. I think that maybe was not even possible, the way that came down. Like, what we probably needed to do there was hold up, rather than going down to enjoy the heat reduction effects of the water. What we needed to do was stay back on our side of the caldera and make them come down. And try to fight them around the base, using the base as cover. Like, we knew there were going to be two lances. We don't need this Battlemaster, right? No, we don't. We knew there were going to be two lances, but I did not know that the two lances were both going to be already present and on top of that ridge. Like, that shouldn't be that way, you know? I'm gonna take this, I think. And we could finish the second catapult C4 and then I guess sell it or something. Yeah, that's probably better. Okay, we got a piece of the Battlemaster anyway. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough that you don't know. I should have scouted better, I guess. Because we were totally screwed from the moment we were engaged there because I didn't know where all 8 of the enemy mechs were, and that's a thing I could have tried to find out better by having a scouting mech go around and scout. So if we keep an eye out, we might have an opportunity to retry this engagement at a later time. Man, I don't want to have to remain allied with the Liao forever. Okay, that's enough notifications. In general, I would say, if you're designing a game UI, don't auto-pop notifications. Cue them and let the player click on them, if they want to see them all. Okay, that's a huge, huge bummer. I wonder how long we would have to fly around while allied with Liao in order for that to repop. Because like I'm saying, I would really like to see what the outcome of that is, but I don't want to remain allied with Liao for any longer than we absolutely have to, because being allied with them just makes it impossible for us to have useful reputations. They're enemies with everybody. For scoring purposes, right, we want to have 4 positives. Yeah, we'd like to have 4 people that we can get to 100 solid points with, and 4 people that we can get to negative 100 with, and that's not necessarily a thing we could actually pull off. That's a little pipe dreamy. But we certainly don't want it to be one faction at 100 and then everybody else lower, so yeah, we're gonna have to think about this. It might not be worth remaining allied with them to try it again. I'd like to see the ending and I'd like to see the loot, of course, but man, that's disappointing. I needed to scout better, I guess. But even so, like, would they have come down? And if they had come down, we probably could have gotten them to, like, bunch up funny on the ramp down. Maybe. I guess I don't know. There were a bunch of Orions. So Orion's, the stock Orion has jump jets, right? Any of their mechs that had jump jets would have made it down just fine. Would have had cover from the base. Their position, honestly, might have been even better. The reason they were able to beat us there, it's not like being up on that ridge is inherently better. It's that being up on that ridge with twice as many guns is quite a lot better. we never had access to that situation. We weren't allowed to bring them any mechs. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly what the best situation, or what the best strategy to apply there would have been. But we do know that one didn't work, at least. Alright, that's going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm very bummed out. Come back next time, tomorrow, for me continuing to be bummed out, probably, because our situation now is really, really bad. And we'll see you then.